Are you looking to get into Bitcoin? Not sure if you've missed the market? Maybe is the timing right for you? How high do I think Bitcoin's gonna go? And when should we be looking to get out? What's the market top look like? When's it gonna happen? All of these are questions people keep asking, and I've uncovered the answers. If you wanna get more information, make sure you watch this video. Let's go for it. Hey guys, it's Rod here with the Hodler FUD Crypto, your new source for all things cryptocurrency. So we're here, we're diving into it. A lot of our past videos have been looking at altcoins and coins that we're going to be looking to get into once alt season starts. Many have said alt season was upon us, but Bitcoin dominance is back on the rise. So guys, let's get into this. Let's see where we think Bitcoin's gonna go, where we think the actual cycle is going to end, and where do we think it's going to top out. So, for those of you who are not sure what Bitcoin is, let's dive into that. So, Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency originally described in 2008 in a white paper by a person or a group of people using the alias Satoshi Nakamoto. It was launched soon after in January of 2009. Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer online currency, meaning that all transactions happen directly between equal independent network participants, without the need for any intermediary to permit or facilitate them. Bitcoin was created, according to Nakamoto's own words, to allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. So we've seen stuff like this in the past, guys, with like MoneyGram and different kinds of payment options where you could send somebody, you go to the post office and send these MoneyGrams to people all around the world, but it took time. So when we go to a digital currency, we're picking time up. So it's really about transaction speeds and the ability to get money to people faster. He goes on to say here that some concepts for a similar type of a decentralized electronic currency precede Bitcoin, but Bitcoin holds the distinction of being the first ever cryptocurrency to come into actual use. So it's a fantastic avenue. Like, this is where things are going, guys. We're looking at adaptation across industries. So as the world comes on board with Bitcoin, and you're seeing it every day, you've got stuff like Galaxy Digital and all these other companies, MicroStrategy and PayPal and Tesla. All these companies are starting to put Bitcoin onto their balance ledgers for their companies because it's actually making them more money than holding dollars do, guys. Bitcoin is a big agitator in making financial institutions quiver because Bitcoin, as though it is volatile, it is also a great avenue to make money. Now, there's different aspects for people getting into the market. They wonder, have I missed it? You know, Bitcoin's at $63,000 right now per token. Am I ever going to make money at it? And the answer is yes, guys. Just because the market's where it's at today doesn't mean that it's not going up. It's always going to go up. Understand that if it always is going up, what needs to happen to make sure that we have a stable market? We need to see corrections. And in the bull market cycles that Bitcoin runs through, it's a 4-year cycle. And I plan to break that down so we can understand kind of once we hit the top, where can we go and where does it come back from there? So let's keep going on. So what makes Bitcoin unique then? Well, Bitcoin's most unique advantage comes from the fact that it was the very first cryptocurrency to appear on the market. It has managed to create a global community and give birth to an entirely new industry of millions of enthusiasts who create, invest in, trade, and use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in their everyday lives. The emergence of the first cryptocurrency has created a conceptual and technological basis that subsequently inspired the development of thousands of competing projects. The entire cryptocurrency market, now worth more than $300 billion, is based on the idea realized by Bitcoin. Money that can be sent and received by anyone, anywhere in the world, without reliance on trusted intermediaries, such as banks and financial service companies. So again, we're trying to get away from that whole structure of being bogged down in red tape and delays. Like, you know, it's almost impossible. You have money in your bank account and you go in and you go, I want this money out of my bank account. And they say, well, you need to make an appointment for that. And we're not making appointments for that kind of money for a week, 2 weeks. Like, I live in Canada. Like, I went in to take money out while I was building a house. It was absolutely like pulling teeth. I just want my money, guys. So this is trying to get away from that whole premise that these people control your money to now that you control your money. As a completely decentralized network, we have that ability. We can send money directly to other people. So it's a really cool aspiration that I could send a buddy money in Hong Kong just by knowing his wallet ID, sending him the money there, and then he can now have access to those funds immediately. Things are definitely changing in the currency markets as we speak. They always have been, they always will be, but now with this decentralized platform that so many people are getting into, it's absolutely fantastic way to make some money here, guys. So, you know, basic economics of a market is supply and demand, always of controlled price. So how much Bitcoin is in circulation? It's important for you to know the total supply will never exceed 21 million coins. So that's where the supply and demand comes into effect. As large investors or companies, corporations, individuals come in and buy large amounts in their hopes to hold those funds, it takes away from the supply that's available in the market for you or I. So that is going to put a significant increase on the price going up. So, as we know with any other cryptocurrency, we've got supply and demand economics that really control price. But then we also get this whole other socials fund into what, you know, really driving the price. So news, people talking about it, tweeting about it. So as we can see here, Galaxy Digital is seeking to launch a Bitcoin ETF in the US. They've submitted their papers to the SEC on April 12th. Big news. We go through here. PayPal, MicroStrategy, Fidelity, and Walmart sound off on blockchains. Expect to see this on more and more companies' ledgers, guys. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. As much as naysayers will say that it's not an actual avenue to actually invest in and make money in, there are people all around the world that can show you how much money they're making in cryptocurrency, guys. It's absolutely mind-staggering the amount of money that can be made in this market. You've got to know where to get in and when to get out, and we will talk about that with Bitcoin in a couple of minutes. So as you can see, MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor on the screen, he's a big proponent to buying and holding. He's dollar cost average. I think he owns, his average cost, for Bitcoin is somewhere around the $24,000 mark. So he's not worried about these bear market resets because he's still well ahead of the actual value of what Bitcoin will go down to once we hit the top of this market. The last thing I want to show about here is the Canadian Bitcoin ETF quickly hit $1.3 billion, while the US acceptance lags. So Canada's got 3 ETFs that have Bitcoin in them. And, you know, to be honest, I'm not involved in any ETFs. I've found my way into market other ways. But it's just another news story that comes out today that shines a positive light on Bitcoin. Now, people are saying Coinbase's release today is going to have a big influx in making sure that the Bitcoin price goes up. And while I do feel that it is positive news for cryptocurrency in general, I think that anybody who was on the fence about Bitcoin was already making that move towards getting into the market. I honestly think that Coinbase's IPO or release into the NASDAQ today doesn't really play a big role on the Bitcoin prices. And we've seen that now that it's released, Bitcoin has pulled back a bit. So, there's definitely some things that will absolutely affect Bitcoin's price. Coinbase being an IPO or a publicly traded company will actually shine a brighter light on Coinbase and will make it easier for people to then go in and buy cryptocurrencies in general, the ones that are listed on Coinbase. Now, many people say Coinbase, what they have on there is very stable coins or coins that are most likely to succeed. It all depends on your view of them. But what's really important to know is that Bitcoin is always going to go through these cycles, through these drives up and these pullbacks. So let's get into the market and where we think it's going to go and where it can go from there. So if you look at the chart that's on the screen right now, it's giving you an overview from the top of the market in 2017, which was just over $19,000 per coin, and to the price of where the market has topped out today at $64,483. So the $19,000 is the top of the bull run from 2017. These are 4-year cycles, as we talked about. If you look out here, the bear run coming out the bottom side of it lasted almost, it was 366 days long. And over that period of 366 days, we'll call it a year, we saw about an 84.5% retracement in price for Bitcoin. And then we entered into this. So now we're into end of 2018, where we see that full pullback from the bear market. And then it was in May of 2020 that Bitcoin halving started. And that's when, almost to the date, we started to enter into this other bull run. So that means once we hit top market this year, guys, we will see, the facts are showing, on average, it's an 80 to 85% retracement from the top of the bull market into the end of the bear cycle, or the bear market, sorry. So where do I think the market top's going to be for Bitcoin in this cycle? Well, I think Bitcoin's going to go up and challenge to get to that $310,000 mark per coin. Now, as you can see, I've got it drawn out here where I think that towards the end of April and into May, Bitcoin's going to hit just over $80,000, retrace back down to about 71, and that will cue into our final leg where we're going to go up to $310,000. Now, many are saying the end of the market is set to be somewhere between September 27th and October 31st. However, I feel that with the futures contracts expiring on the last Friday of September, I feel that we could see the end of market come even sooner. I feel that the end of market is going to be somewhere around September 17th. That being said, if you look at what just happened with the large CME contracts that just expired at the end of March and the end of Q1, and September being the end of Q3, we had a big pullback the whole week leading up to it. So that's where I feel we're going to see that pullback down and form that W shape, and we're going to come back up and test probably somewhere around maybe the 306 to the 308 mark before starting into our bear cycle. Now, the one thing to show you on this slide here, guys, is over the course of the year in that bear market, I'm predicting the price to slide down somewhere around the $55,000 to $56,000 mark for Bitcoin. So important for you who are just getting into the market and not holding anything yet. If your price per coin is going to be higher than $55,000 to $56,000 per token, you're definitely going to time this market right to get in, ride up, and pull out. Okay, guys? That's just so that you don't become into a defunct asset. Now, if you want to get in, pull out some, and hold, and then dollar cost average your way back in, it might be a strategy of play. I'm in well below $55,000, guys. So I'm not going to be looking to withdraw as much from my Bitcoin because I do feel that Bitcoin in the next cycle in 2025 is going to be an absolute thriller for gains. So that's where I think the market's going to shape up and go. As I said, I'm looking at a Friday, September 17th as kind of my peak of the market. I could be a little bit off on that, as some of the other experts that I'm seeing are stating more towards that Monday, September 27th. And the only reason why I pulled mine back a full 10 days is a lot of what we saw at the end of March, where it was leading up to that expiration, things started pulling back. It wasn't necessarily the end day itself, but it was the week before. So I'm going to go in with a Friday, Saturday for the week before that CME contracts expires to see that's where I think the peak of this market's going to be. If you guys agree with me, go ahead and leave a comment below or like this video. I need you guys to also subscribe to the channel. So, big things for Bitcoin in this bull cycle. The bear market is what it is. It's going to be towards the, by next summer, guys, in 2022, we'll have a good indication of buying points. And I'm going to dollar cost average in the whole way through the bear market, because if you go back and look at historical data, once it hits the bottom of that bear market, it does very slowly plot itself back into the bull market or the bull cycle of the market. And the nice part is once we hit the halving, we do start to see some really sharp increases. So make sure you keep an eye on the market. Everybody's strategy is to sell and get out of the market and wait for the next. Don't wait until now, where you're coming back into a full cycle and you've already missed 3 legs up. Okay, guys? Always have these things in mind, that if you dollar cost average and not just into Bitcoin, but into any project during the bear market or the downturns, it's going to do you very well on the other end, because you're going to have a great entry price going into the next bull cycles that's going to be very profitable for you. Now, if there was scenarios where you could get rich quick overnight, then I dare you to show me, leave me a comment, let me know. You cannot time these things perfectly. So not only am I dollar costing in at the end of the market into the bear, I'm dollar cost averaging in right now still, buying more every day as we go. It's just a strategy I've deployed. I'm looking to maximize my capital in this market so that I'm better suited for when I'm getting out, and I can start dollar cost averaging back in. Now, I know people are diversifying, coming out of the market, looking for other avenues for their money. And that's all great. It's all well and said, but I'm going to start looking for opportunities to get back in, because what happens at the end of the peak for Bitcoin is altcoins will surge. Now, the last time altcoins surged for almost 6 months after the top of the market. So that'll get us into almost the spring of 2022, and summer of 2022 is where I think the bottom of the market's going to be for Bitcoin. So it only gives me a few months that I'll be playing with pulling stuff out of the market. But all we got to do is look at the historical data, find out spots, where things are going to happen. And it's just really about applying percentages to where we are today, guys. I didn't just pick $80,572. That's a percentage of increase on the fourth climb from the cycle prior. Okay, guys? And this retracement back is, again, a retracement that was very similar to what was in the 2017 bull run. And wow, guys, guess what? The $310,000 pop up is no different than the percentage that went up in the final leg. The last 84 days of this cycle are going to be absolutely parabolic. Okay, guys? That's all I've got for right now. I held off on doing some of this Bitcoin content because there's so many people in this market already doing Bitcoin content. But I wanted to get out there and show you that the data that I'm seeing is showing us this 80,000, 572.18. And I'm predicting that to happen mid-May, in around the 14th, I believe it was. And then to see that retracement back of 71,000 to lead us into the last 84 days to where I see that it's going up to $310,000, guys. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys want to see more content on Bitcoin, go ahead and like this video. I really appreciate all the support, guys. We're up over 60 subscribers in the last 5 days, so things are moving very well for the channel. I'm in this for the long haul, guys. This isn't a one market channel. We're new to just doing YouTube stuff. We've been into the markets for the last 3 years. So if there's anything that you guys want talked on, please let me know. If there's things that you guys want to, discuss or challenge me on, absolutely leave me a comment. I try to respond to everything, even the negative comments or negative tones. I don't mind engaging because it also helps me grow as a person creating content for the community of cryptocurrency. Well, guys, $310,000 top. We're looking at an $80,500 by mid-May. This is going to be absolutely insane. Buckle up. It's going to be a run. I can't wait to see what this has in store for us. That's what I got for today, guys. Remember, protect yourself. Don't wreck yourself. Hodler FUD, over.